At the river, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about it. Taking this guy out there today. Looking for copperheads swimming in the water because they don't have anywhere to go. Look at this on the trail. Bubble, bubble, bubble. That's pretty fresh. Just happened. Probably 100 feet from the back deck. This works very clear there. Don't worry about anything. No current here. I'm gonna paddle out. Across the river, and on the other side is Roswell Park Rec. That's their shack over there, and then that's the dirt parking lot you guys probably know off of Riverside Rd. I'm going to paddle through the parking lot. It's going to have about 3 feet of water on it. Then I'm going to get on the jogging trail, paddle up through Don White Park, and then all the way up to Georgia 400 before I have to get back out in the river. Kayaking in a kayak. Wow. Super strong current. I expected that. So we're going to go across the way here. And I can get out of this current. I'll be able to utilize all the side trails with no current at all. Probably be about 3 feet of water. I'm not going to lie, people. This makes me nervous. There's a reason there's nobody out here. But if you know what you're doing, it shouldn't be dangerous. Because honestly, the water spreads out, and as big as it is, the current is only in the middle of the river. If you can stay out of that, you'll be good to go. So all of this is typically grassy, grassy bank, field. That's the Roswell Park Rec. And yes, the water is up to their building, and I live right over there, right across the way, and you can see water's almost up to my back deck. So where you got to pay attention is where there's currents that you're not used to seeing. Currents like right here, water coming out of this parking lot, super strong. There's usually no water here, period. But once we get past the current, yeah, it's about, from what I can tell, about a foot up on the building there. All right, look at this parking lot. I really hope there's a jogging trail over there, and I hope I can get to that. But this fence is at least 3 to 4 feet usually, and you can see right now the water's up to the tippy top. This is definitely the second largest, pretty much tied for the second largest in the last 15 years. 09 and this one. And there was one in January of this year, which was about probably 2 feet under this, still significant. Look how cool the water looks right here, from what is usually the parking lot and the bank to just the water, like almost looks higher than we are out there. This used to be the old sand dredging company right here for, I don't know, forever. And he finally retired, and then Roswell Park Rec took it over. So if I can't get through here, I'll have to go back out into the river and paddle up a few hundred, maybe 100 yards or so I can get back into the bank, because it looks like they've let this grown over, which is not cool. Yeah, there's no getting through there. All right, well, let's go experience the river, get a little workout on. It's about 70 degrees, but it's very humid, obviously. Little breeze, and it's about, let's see, what time is it? 1:07. Look at that, look at the speed on that. And we have wind, but fortunately it looks like I have a tailwind here. That's gonna help me. It's gonna definitely help me. Now the trick in this current, which I've mentioned in many videos, is the closer you can be to the bank, as close as possible, will just be, you're out of the current more and more and more. The main energy of the river is in the center. So you want to be as close to the bank as possible. Get over here. You know, anytime you see a downed tree or anything in the water, you want to kind of stay below it. That's called an eddy, where the water, in some cases, like I'm not paddling right now, so the water actually propels you back up the river on the side sometimes, but it definitely negates the current. I tell you what, this is a good time to look for fishing lures, because right now the river's about 10.5 feet in this area, 10.5 feet higher than normal. Right here, it's about 10 feet higher. So at Don White here, they've been doing a ton of construction and reorganizing. They've carved out some, what I thought was an overflow for flood drainage system. It's definitely full of water right now. That'll be interesting. I'll just paddle down the middle of that, because usually it's a trail, but they dug it out, and I guess it's for overflow. I've been working on it for years. All right, I see my entrance. And once I get over here, it'll be wide open, no current. How cool is that? I call it KayHiking, when you take your kayak onto a hiking trail. And cut right through here. Welcome to the other side, people. So this part of the park's been closed for a long time, because what they've done is literally where I am right here, they have carved out, I don't know, 5 or 10 feet deep, like a dry riverbed right here. There's only a small piece of land right here that's normal level. And I never understood, because I knew when it flooded, it's gonna do this anyway. Whether this is here or not, it's gonna look exactly the same. So, not really sure what Roswell's doing there, but whatever. All right, now we're gonna paddle up to where the volleyball courts are. So right here, they've installed some beautiful stone rocks and platforms. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, it's pretty obvious, common sense, that this water is pretty nasty right now. So you really don't want to be putting anything in the water. You don't want to get in the water. It's, I'm sure, very high E. coli. I mean, you're getting all the runoff. But, you know, all this gets flushed out in a couple days, or it might be a week. As much water went up north. What is this thing? Interesting. So, also want to keep your eye out for snakes, as they have been flushed out of their holes in their homes. And there's what I'm talking about. That's essentially a sewage pipe. So there's nothing they can really do to stop that. I mean, it's just the water is filled up everywhere and doesn't have anywhere to go. So I choose to look at it as a nice little waterfall product of some kind. So it's interesting. I have never seen a flood here. Well, again, this is the second largest. This is a tie for the two largest that I've been in, but it never gets to the volleyball court. Oh, but it's in the volleyball court. That's full of water. That's just from the rain. We've got, in the last like 48 hours, we got something like nearly 10 inches of rain, which is unbelievable. Which also means this water is going to continue to drain from the north. So it's going to be high for a while. And on our little adventure today, I fully expected to go up a foot to 2 feet from this even. And if it does so, that would be the highest flood I've been in. I don't know what they're doing with this construction. I mean, again, it's been a couple of years that they work on it, like 2 or 3 weeks, then they take 2 or 3 months off. And by the way, that's the NOC, for those of you who don't know. Nantahala Outdoor Center. They rent kayaks and tubes and rafts. Oh, they don't have me blocked in here, do they? That would suck. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. They do. They have me fenced in. Oh, come on. No. Absolutely have me fenced in. Are you serious? That means I gotta go back. That sucks. I'm gonna have to go back. Did not think about this one. I gotta go back, get in the river for a ways. Well, that's just great. They caught the red kayak guy. And I gotta go to where this fence began, then paddle back up the river, and I'll come in right here, and we'll continue the journey up the trail. Oh, they got me on that one. There's the Don White dock, which is basically higher than what we are right now. Roswell Park and Rec, they got me. Oh, wait a second. Can I get in there? might have to if I can get out. Can I get out? That's the question. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we're going right over this fence. Oh, that's cool. I won't have to go very far. Now, you really got to keep your eyes out for these JORO, Y-A-R-O spiders. Oh, I'll get a close-up one right here. And they're everywhere right now. This is their peak season. And they love to be hanging out in all these bushes right here. But this right here is a JORO spider. See him? So I got to navigate and make sure I don't put my face into one of those guys. And they're nasty looking, man. So we're going to make sure we don't try and not get a spider. I don't want a spider on me. Oh, that one. It's a huge spider. And there's another one right there. They like to hang out. Ordinarily, they'd be way above your head, but there's one right there. So I think I'm safe here. Yep. All right. I get it. Let's see how I got lucky there. Outside the cage. Hopefully the sound is okay on the footage today, because I put the wind protector on, auto wind protector, so it sometimes it'll limit the volume, but it'll reduce the wind blowing sound. Hopefully that helps. It's quite breezy out here. All right, well, it's definitely higher because that I've never seen that volleyball court underwater as it is right now. It's completely underwater. So, yep. It is a big one, as expected. Helene came in and did her magic, but what really made this one special is that we had a storm in here Tuesday, Wednesday, which dumped like 3 to 5 inches of rain. That's a huge storm. That's one of the biggest of the year for us. And then you got a, in addition to a daddy long leg on my neck, then you had Helene come in right behind it, and you know, another 5 to 8 inches. So I mean, that's almost an annual rainfall for this part of the world, Atlanta. I think we get like, I'm not even sure, 20, 30 inches a year, but to get like 12 in a day or two, pretty significant. Wow, there's a park bench right here, completely underwater. So this is in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 feet over normal right here. When it gets a little more narrow in the river, obviously the depth of the water increases. How cool is this though, huh? It's perfect. People don't think about it. It's like the perfect kayaking. I mean, it's cleared out for you. You know, you got a 7-8 foot paddle. I mean, I got more room than I could use it right here. The thing is, you got to watch these friggin' spiders, which have, you know, this is usually 10 feet above everybody's heads. There's another JORO right there. And so I'm essentially going through There's one right there. Get away from me. Boy, I really got to keep my head on a swivel today. Even in the middle of the jogging trail. Let's see how many of these guys we run into. Oh, what's going on here? Oh boy, huge pine tree right above me. First of all, yeah, look at everything, all the pine cones. That thing better not fall my way. Stay up there. Wow, that was a big gust. I thought it was a beaver. It's possible. The beaver like it when it's flooding like this because they get up here and get all that fresh green lettuce they usually don't have access to, so they're having a blast. But that was some big old pine cones falling down there. Big pine tree. Frankly, I'm a little surprised we haven't really passed any big trees down. Boy, those are some big pine cones falling down. So far, no trees down. Yeah, we had 80, 90 mile an hour winds. I think that was the peak. Yeah, I knew we were going to run into some people. I'm sure we'll run into Roswell Park and Rec or City of Roswell employees. They're always a little curious as to why I'm out here. I mean, isn't everybody doing this? I don't understand. So that's Georgia 400. Probably can't hear me right now with how loud it is. Going hiking in a kayak. KayHiking. It's up there. So a lot of you may not recognize this. This is the walkway under the Georgia 400, and it's completely underwater. You can't even see it. Yeah, this is a walkway where people fish. Parking lot is 100% underwater. Next time you're down here, this is the fishing platform right here, and make sure to look at this beam right here where the bat house sign is, and you'll know where the water line was. But I want to show you the plaque for the highest recorded 2009 was right here. That's the plaque that recorded it. So look at that, we're only a foot below the highest recorded in 09. Wow. And this is rising. So when we come back down the river, which hopefully we will be coming down the river again, we're gonna check that and see if this is going up anymore. I'll be very curious to see. Now, ordinarily I'd cut these loose, but I don't like messing with the current today. But see all the fishing line? Well, you know what? I'm gonna do that anyway. Because I'm the guy. Look at that tree out there. I'm the one who would run into this thing, you know? So I always cut these things down. If you can reach it for people in kayaks and so forth, do everybody a favor and cut it down. Look at that tree. What I said about the river, look how there's no current along the bank, or, you know, not much. So we're just gonna look for any trails we can find. We're definitely gonna have to paddle on this, but it's a lot easier on the side. If anybody wants a Red Kayak Guy sticker, you let me know. These are some pretty badass stickers. They're about a foot long, waterproof, sunproof. I had a guy tell me he used it to patch a hole in his kayak. But yeah, you send me a message and ask me, I'll send you one. You gotta subscribe though. So you subscribe, send me a message, I'll send you a Red Kayak Guy sticker. Get these leaves off there. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see if I know we can access the trail up the river a little bit. What about in here? Nah, I tell you, it's the yarrows that are really disturbing. That and some really nasty caterpillars, like that one. There's one in particular that's my arch enemy. He's white. He's that big, but he's white with two black antennas and two black like tails like this. He's gotten me twice. And I'll pop a picture up of him right here. This SOB, he gets on your boat, he's floating around, whatever, he gets on the boat. Like, look at this spider right here. Come on, jeez. There's a lot of stuff in the water right now. So you gotta keep your head on the swivel because they like to, man, they like to get on your boat. There's another one right there. Jeez. So back to the caterpillar really quick. A couple years ago, he got on my back and was on my neck, and I didn't look when I felt something on my neck, and I slapped it and it went down my shirt, and I pulled it out at the bottom, and it basically ejects like a porcupine all of these very fine hairs in your skin when it's in contact. And I'm telling you right now, man, I had a reaction to that like 10 times if I'd gotten stung by a wasp and all over my body. It lasted about 2 weeks. I mean, it was just red. Oh, it's horrible, itchy. And then, so I'm highly aware of that situation. Make sure they don't get on your boat. God, every time I turn around, there's something on the boat. Be aware. And about 4 days ago, I looked down, it was last Saturday, and I looked down and there's one on my shirt, on my left, just over my left nipple, basically, on my shirt. Now, he's on the shirt, I'm like, holy crap. So I flick him off really fast. Well, it turns out he's already done his business. He'd already touched both of my forearms, and I had reactions up and down both of my forearms. Fortunately, it only lasted a few days, so he didn't get me major like when I had him in my shirt. But my goodness. So the white caterpillar, sort of the size of that black one. But man, I guess there's so much crud in these. Everything was washed out of the leaves and trees. Just don't mess around with any of those caterpillars. All right. All right, so the game plan is to go up here to Island Ford Shoals, which is about another mile. And if you're familiar with the Shoals, all those rocks and all of that's underwater completely. And it's really more of a lake. Pretty cool, actually. And it'll be a super calm lake because the island in the middle serves as your eddy. And the current is going, you know, obviously down the left and the right. And when it goes past the island, it forms this very calm eddy that I can just post up in. You can also, in a flood like this, you can also go over to the Island Ford side and get into their trails. And again, a lot of fun. We'll try that out today. This is really the part 2 of the flood series because I put a big movie out, which you can see on the front of my homepage right now, YouTube page. Kayaking in a Flood. That's a movie I made from the January flood, which is about the 3rd biggest flood we've had. But that's on the homepage right now. It'll take me a little while to put this movie together. I should have it out middle of the week, next week at the latest. But this is bigger water. So you can take a look at the other movie and just know that this one is bigger by at least a foot right now, at least a foot, and probably 2 feet. Oh, you know what? It's at least, no, it's 3 feet. This is 3 feet bigger than the one in January because I couldn't even get up and through that parking lot. I mean, I got in and messed around, but you'll see it's super shallow in the parking lot compared to what it was today. So it's about 3 feet higher right now than the movie I made in January. Wow, I didn't even think about that. And rising. Again, look at the current difference. Big current over there. No problem right here. Usually these floods happen either later in the fall or in the winter, December, January. In the past, that's been the big floods. I've never had a flood in the very end of summer where everything is so super lush. I'm just thinking about that because usually I have access through all these ways in, but everything is so grown out right now. Not to mention all the spiders. That's a new one. So I've done a lot of KayHiking. I never thought about the spiders. So this is the first summertime flood of this level that I've done, which is awesome. Love new experiences. That's the best part of this. Hope you all enjoy this adventure. I love making these things. I live for it. You see, I live right on the water there, literally today about 2 feet off the river. But it draws me, and I'm out here, around 300 days a year. So if you're new to the channel, thank you. Take a look at my playlist of all the different rivers in the state. Obviously Chattahoochee, all the 48 miles below the Beaufort Dam, all the way to Payson Mill. Playlist for Chesapeake, Etowah, Toccoa, Lake Tugaloo, and the Chattahoochee River, the Tallulah River as well. That's all the river playlists, and then there's playlists for river wildlife, which is a must-see. There's a playlist with all of my shorts that I post on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. That's just all the funny things that are happening out here, and there's a lot. Time. So please subscribe, share with your friends if you can. Thanks a lot. I'm really trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber. I mean, obviously that's a goal for everybody. You're in a very small percentage when you finally get to 1,000. I'm at 600 right now or so, a little bit over. So that's what you guys can help me with, please. I got to get to 1,000, and then I can do even more things, which I'm excited about. That's the goal. Let's get to 1,000 and then 1,000 and beyond. You can always find me on TikTok and Instagram as well, Red Kayak Guy. So appreciate your support. All right, got to work now a little bit. Yeah, when you get out in the current, man, this is definitely a workout right here. No doubt about it. So on the left here is all the islands that are, all the trails that are north of Georgia 400 and, below the Martin's Landing Tennis Club and Pool. They're all going to be underwater. We're going to go up in there, and I'll tell you what, that's a blast. Oh, I hope I can get through this right here. Oh, that's pretty. You know what? That's super sketchy. I don't want to get caught in there and get crossway. That's not worth it. Don't risk the biscuit. Not risking the biscuit. I'll do a little workout. I mean, I could probably get through that, but I'm a little nervous on the cross flow there. And 11-foot kayak, I didn't want to get sideways in that. So we're gonna have to go into the teeth of this monster. That's a very strong current. So typically when it's doing this, it's about a 6-mile-an-hour current. So I'm going against that. I got a little bit of headwind too. All right, that was a smart move. Out for some snaky currents. You don't know what's under here. It's hitting banks or logs or whatever. Just want to stay very balanced in your kayak. Sit up straight so that you can take any kind of energy burst that you're not expecting. This is a workout, people. I'm not lying. Woo! Upper body's burning right now. Oh my goodness. All right, look, autumn. Cool. Just around the corner. You want to see some autumn leaves before they actually hit here peak. Look at the movie I put out last week, the Lake Tougaloo. It's an autumn movie. It's just 20 minutes of just amazing ASMR, autonomous sensory meridian response, sounds, music. It's 20 minutes. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Up in the North Georgia mountains, Lake Tougaloo. That's the lake that had no houses or anything on it, but that's the lake that's on the border, South Carolina, Georgia. And the Chattahoochee River dumps into it, and the Tallulah Gorge and river dump into it from different sides. And it's just a gorgeous lake. And there's never anybody out there. You can camp out there, but you gotta, native campsites. But beautiful. Check it out. All right, let's go. right, we're here. We can get in the trails now. So, man, it's so high, I didn't even know where we were. Right, the bench in front of us here. Oh, you guys, you're in for a treat, because the last flood, it wasn't even high enough to do this. But today, there's the bench that you know, you hang. This is a popular sink spot right down from Martin's Landing. Holy cow! Look at that. All right, made it up to the Martin's Landing, and just taking a little break on the bench here. Nice scenic bench. Look at that, people. Look how high this is. Wow. Well, we're all in luck today because we're heading down the jogging trails. Nice. The sun's coming out. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon, and we've just got tons of space to play around in. So let's go back here. You're in for a treat. Now, I've hiked this many times, so I know where all the trails are. This is beautiful. For those JOROs, they're everywhere. Man, like, what are you supposed to do? There's so many of these things. Definitely don't want to get one of those guys on me. Oh, all right. Now, we're in the Martin's Landing area, and we're on trails right now. Usually the creek that goes out to the Chattahoochee is right here, and you can see the bridge that goes over it. Water's above it, or above at least the walking part of it. Yeah. I can safely say that this is the highest flood I've been in so far, and I think it's still rising, because that's the walking bridge right there. Look at the walking bridge right here, Martin's Landing, and it's underwater. Or at least the walking part is, and everything's underwater. So we're gonna go down these jogging trails. Look at that, that's crazy. Yeah, highest since 2009. All right. So I've only been able to do this one other time, and that was like in 2016. That's the flood that I'm comparing this one to. I'll know if this is higher than that one just by getting down this trail a little ways. See how far we can go. But this is a highlight right here, folks. 10 years, it's only the second time I've been able to get back here. Just cruising down the trail. Let's see how deep it is. Okay. Oh my God. So that's how deep it is. It's So it's, you know, it's a solid, I'd say 3.5 feet at least. Now, as you head back this way, you're heading towards Riverside, and obviously, but at 3.5 feet of water right here on the jogging trail. That's crazy. Crazy. 3.5 feet of water on the Martin's Landing or hiking trails. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, you know there are snakes in here. I mean, 100%. So this is where you'd be looking for copperheads swimming in the water because they don't have anywhere to go. For sure. Out in the middle of the river, not so much, but out here, for sure. So we got that going for us. Now this is interesting right up here because these trails are dirt and gravel essentially. But we got two bubbling items right here. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they got drains on the trails. I guess so. I haven't seen those before. But there's two right there. This is weird. They're all over, actually. Look at all these bubbling things. There's bubbling, I don't know what those are. But they're everywhere. They're near the trees. Crazy. Look at this, on the trail. Bubble, bubble, bubble. If anybody knows what that is, oxygen coming out of the earth, I mean, forget the drain idea. That's not what this is. Oh, shit. Ugh. That scared the hell out of me. Ugh. I thought we were going to lose the phone. Ugh. That's not very smart. All right. But the bubblies. Bubbles! Look at that, everywhere. That's unusual. I don't know what that is. I think I missed a left turn back there. This trail goes over to the tennis court. Bubble, 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 bubbles. Look at all the bubbles. Anybody know what that is? Please tell me. I have no idea. They're everywhere. Very odd. Look at this. And I mean, it's not like those are little bubbles. Look at the base of this tree over here. The base of the tree. Look at that. What is that? Look at that. What the heck is that? All right, here's my left turn I was thinking about. But what is that? Is the tree like losing oxygen or what's going on here? What in the world? Okay, I don't know. Very strange. Kayaking is pretty cool, isn't it? Heck yeah, it is. And look, how cool is this? So beautiful. We're the only ones that's like our own little water park back here. Tell you what, today is so action-packed, I'm not even gonna have time to smoke my cigar. Nah, I'll find some time. But this is the highlight. I mean, this is so much fun. And officially, there's more yarrow. So right about here is as far as I've ever been. So this officially, in my 10 years of doing this, is now the highest and farthest I can. That's Riverside Road. You know where the entrance to the Martin's Landing Pool Tennis Club is? That's where we're getting. Oh my God, I wonder if we can get all the way to the road. This is cray-cray. No way. Well, I know you have to climb up to get on the jogging trail up here, so this is 100% furthest I've ever made it. So that makes this apparently number 2 to the 2009, but if we get back and see that the water's above that mark at 2009, woo! Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. We made it to Riverside Road. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Unbelievable. This is awesome. Okay, it's still about 3 feet deep here. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. I can guarantee that. All right. Of course, the red truck honked at me. Red, we stick together. All right, now we're gonna cruise back this trail, and then we're gonna take a left back on the original and head over to the to the swim tennis club. And this is kind of fun now because the current is kind of going down a little bit here. Got a little current at our back. Oh man, that's a side current right there. Yeah, you know, that current tells me the water's still coming in here because it's coming in upriver, and as you can see, it's flowing to our right. If this was draining, which it's not, it's definitely coming up still because the water's entering up there and it's coming down and it's flowing to the right. So it thinks it's a river now and it's flowing left to right. If it were draining, it would be draining out that way towards the river. It'd be heading, because this ground declines here. So it's definitely, see how the water's all moving left to right? Yep. Wow, you're gonna be in for a treat when we get up to this tennis club too, because when I say completely flooded, it's pretty much in a basin the way they built the thing. They built the clubhouse on stilts, but the kids area and all that, I mean, it'd probably be about 8 to 10 feet of water over there. And it'll be all around the house, I mean the clubhouse, and we'll be able to paddle all around the house, no problem. This is epic. I just maxed out all my storage on my iPhone. I've never done that before. All right, where was I? Where's the trail? Oh, okay, I got it. Bubbles. Bubble, 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 bubble. The enchanted bubble forest. It's pretty easy to get turned around in here, that's for sure. Everything looks the same. All right, so we're coming back to the intersection where we originally took a left. So we're going to continue. We came that way, and then we went this way up towards the road. So we put our left blinker on, and we continue left towards the tennis courts and the flooded swimming pool. The water, I've never seen the water in the swimming pool, but it's been very close. That means this one, it's got to be in there. It's got to be in the pool. Oh wow, look at this. Okay, we ran out of land, or water I should say. So it definitely, see how the terrain all of a sudden goes up? I didn't realize that. So we're gonna have to go back out to the river, paddle up the river and come back in we're gonna come back in right where the pool area is. We can get in there no problem. I'll tell you one thing, with all this wind still gusting, one thing I don't like is I keep hearing big branches landing around me. So one downfall to KayHiking in a storm is down big acorns, trees, or snakes falling out of trees. Who knows what's going to fall out of these trees? Poisonous caterpillars, or whatever sea monster or river monster that's living into this water that's bubbling all over the place. I mean, look at the bubbles. Look at the base of this tree straight in front of us. That's wild. I mean, what is going on right there? It's super bizarre. I just had a funny thought. You know what? I feel like I'm in a scene in The Notebook. You guys seen that movie? I know you've seen that movie. You ever had a girlfriend? Yeah, then you've seen this movie. But Notebook, there's a scene very similar. I just need doves or whatever floating in the water, I think. Ducks. Because that's what this is. The Notebook on the Chattahoochee River. All right. Okay, there's a JORO right there. See, look at the size of that guy. My goodness. That'll be it. Look at that right there. Right there. Look at that guy. He's got a little pink bottom, but he's all yellow and black. And from what I've heard is they're pretty harmless. They don't come after you or anything unless you just take one in the face. I would do that. That would be me. I mean, just go outside wherever you live. You're going to see them if you're in Georgia. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. And They build like 4D and 5D, very high-tech web systems. I mean, incredible. 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, sometimes 5-dimensional. It's the craziest I've ever seen. And if you look at some of their support webbing, it's Spider-Man material, I'm telling you. It's Spider-Man level. I mean, you could play a guitar with it. Ding, ding, it's that firm. It's absolutely, just check it out. Do it. All right, back to the trail. Ah, it's so much fun. Yeah, when you see leaves and stuff that are just hanging randomly in front of you, that's the first indicator that you have a web system in front of you. And then you gotta find the dude. Oh, all right. You gotta watch that support, the support line. I always have that going off to the left or right. All right. Wow. Next time you guys are here, just make sure to check out this bench and that bridge, which is usually the creek that goes right under it and over there and around. I wonder if we can get over the bridge. That would, no way. What do you think? Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, it's about 6 to 8 inches of water on the bridge. By the way, the name of this creek is Arthur's Creek. I just saw a sign on the bridge here. Arthur's Creek. Check it out. A little hard paddling there, a little narrow. All right, that was pretty cool. We'll go back out in the main water there. Whoa, look at those guys. Look at all the caterpillars on this tree right here. You see that? Man, look at these dudes. They're creepy. Everything's being pushed up. Anything that was in the dirt is in the trees now. Or on my kayak. One of the two. Wow. That's where all the snakes are too. They're all up in the trees. All right. There we go. All right. Release me. All right, there we go. All right, we're back in the creek. Yeah, so usually I'm sitting here in the creek and it's basically probably a 6 to 8 foot bank on the side right here. 6 to 8, so with it above, yeah, this is easy. I want to say, see, I'll tell you one thing. You look at the gauge, there's a gauge above, it says above Roswell, Chattahoochee River gauge, and that's the gauge that's right above the Island Ford boat launch, so that's the closest one to here. When you see the footage, and right now it's about 11 feet and change on that gauge. Well, 11 feet there, you can multiply it times 2 here, because it's much more narrow. So we're looking at about 22 feet in depth in the river, but then the water spills out, and that's what creates all of this. So that's why there's so much overspill here, because it's so narrow out here. And up at Island Ford, it's like 1.5 more water because in that area. So, God, this is crazy. Like, I can't even see where the creek is right now. Okay, that's right there. Oh, I see. There's some trees blocking it. Or we can find another way out. Let's do that. Yeah, it's right over there, but up in the down trees. And yeah, we got some space over here. cracking. All right, we came in this way, so we'll go out this way. Look at that spider right there. Oh, shit. Jesus. Spiders, snakes, caterpillars, centipedes. Ugh. One time I was out here in a flood and it started getting dark, and I had my headlamp on and I looked up in the tree and there were like 20 pairs of eyes staring at me, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, look up in the tree and you see like 28 eyeballs looking at you because of the glare into the headlamp. And as it turns out, what do you think it was? Come on, take a guess. It was 20 raccoons. That's right. You forget the raccoons and all the other small critters out here, they gotta go somewhere, and they're all, and I guarantee you that's the case right now. There's gonna be certain trees that have all the raccoons in it. Without a doubt. All the animals are up there. All right, back out into the wild river. So that's where we went in originally, right there. That's the bench, the scenic bench. All right. The JORO check. All right, we're good. There's a JORO right there. Big boy. God, I keep feeling things on my neck. Got myself all freaked out. Ever since that caterpillar crawled on my neck, I'm like, oh, goes to hit it, goes down my shirt. So I got a spider right here making a web in my kayak. Am I creeping you guys out yet? Man. We went into that forest and came out with stowaways. And then you get the water to clean it off and you're just throwing spiders back up on your boat because they're all in the water. Yep. is a trail there, but I don't want to run into the higher ground again and come back. So we're just gonna, we only have a little bit further to go against this harder current. Almost there. I see the tennis courts. Strong current. I see a beaver. Playground. So Martin's Landing, little gazebo, tennis courts back there. I'm telling you, beavers love these floods. They get up here, they eat all this fresh lettuce they don't usually have access to. Wow. Yep, pool is completely underwater. So this is history for me. The highest water mark in 10 years for me doing this. And as you can see here, for anybody who's familiar with this, it's also the first time you cannot see any of the kids' play equipment, because all of that area right here is the play area, which includes, oh, they might have moved some of them over there. So usually I come in here, yeah, there's something there. But the pool, check it out, completely underwater. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, first time I've seen that. Apparently the big one in 09, I think, the original clubhouse was flooded, so they rebuilt it and they built it up on stilts. You can see it's all hollow underneath there. But look at that. Wow. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. So there's the pool. Let's go around the front. Let's see if anybody's home. That's wild. I don't even think they have it covered yet. I mean, they just closed it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, no, so there's those exact units. There's also like 3 of them right here, unless they have moved them officially. I haven't noticed, but this is very deep here. This is like a bowl right here. And so the last flood that was comparable to this one, there was a dumpster over here in the back corner, and when the water was almost this high, not this high, but almost, it carried the dumpster out, and it was up against the tree trying to get in the river over there. But today, like, this is the front yard for the clubhouse. Driveway. That's cray. And this is 7 Branch Creek. This is the creek, and then there's a lake. You can see this from Riverside. Little townhome community over here. And this creek will lead into the lake, and then the lake is the depository area for the creek that comes out of Martin's Landing Lake, right over there. Let's see if I can sneak through here somewhere. But it looks like, yeah, anyway, the dumpster was right here. And it took the dumpster and floated it away. So I don't know where the dumpster, maybe they have it bolted down. Oh man, you know what? This is where people keep their kayaks and everything back in here, but they never have them tied up. They're usually just sitting on the ground up here. And I bet you anything, there's a couple of them I know of that are just sitting up. They just sit, because they never expect the water to get up here. They're just sitting on the bank. Be surprised if they're there, or if they're there now, when the water starts to leave. Look at all this mess. That's gross. When the water starts draining, that's when it's going to pull all those kayaks into the river. Yeah, I don't see one of them for sure that's been there. It's a green one. That's gone. You know what? There's a lot of them gone. Unless people came down and got them. Interesting, because there's usually, yeah, there's 2 levels that are underwater there that are gone. And if the kayaks were not in, if they weren't tied down, like that one right there is bolted, but there's 2 levels below that are underwater here. So the only thing I can think of is, yeah, they got pulled out and they floated away. But you would think that if that happened, they'd probably be in here somewhere, not out in the river. But I don't know. Or maybe they're tied down underwater. That'd be good. All right. There's a beaver right over there. Right where we're going, actually. Wow, that's crazy. Right here is the entrance to 7 Branch Creek. Again, usually 8-10 foot dirt banks. There's a heron walking around right over there in the woods. That must be Charlize. Hey, Charlize. She's a beauty. Charlize Heron. That's right. Private lake, no trespassing. Well, considering this is a natural disaster, I'm just going to go over here and turn around so I can show my viewers on my highly popular YouTube page that this is a pretty cool lake over here. All right. So, yeah, this right here, usually when it's low, there's a levee here and you can't get through it. But today, obviously you can. And if you can, directly over there, straight across, is a creek that goes under Riverside. It's too high now. It probably is up to Riverside. I can see Riverside Road is only a couple feet above the water. But you get through there, and then you get back to where the levee for the lake is, Martin's Landing Lake. But nice little community here. Shout out to one of my favorite fans, Martha. She lives over here. All right, Martha, don't get me in trouble because I passed the no trespassing sign. That was just, you know, I had to turn around, that's all. Okay, and wow, that's a mess over there. That is a mess. Pool, volleyball court, everything's underwater. Ugh. All right. So for anybody who wants to know what the level is here, there's your no trespassing sign, and it's just up to the word trespassing as a marker to know looking forward. It's going to be significant. That'll be a good way to measure how high this is right here. Wow, look at that. I didn't even see that. Get through. That's where the kayaks were. All right. Well, now we're going to go out. Now we're getting pretty close to our destination, which again is Island Ford. Is that good? All right, so now what we're gonna do is that we got about less than half a mile, and right when we come out of here, there's the first of 2 big islands. We're gonna go past the first island, and then we're gonna chill above that. That's the main area where rocks usually are and everything. What the heck was that? It's kind of creepy when all of a sudden the water's up like 15 feet and you're looking, you're on above the bank, and everything looks totally different. I wonder if this is a fishing line. This could be a fishing line, or it could be a JORO web. They're almost equally. I think that's a JORO web. Yeah. That's how strong they are. And sticky. Look at that. It's crazy. And they're yellow. That's the other weird part. When you see the support line I was talking about, so they're yellow. Almost looks like a thick piece of 10-pound fishing line. All right. All right, here we go. Almost there. So what I was trying to say earlier, there's an island here, and we have a choice. We can go up the left side, which is ordinarily when the water's high, it's fun to go to the left side. You get out of the main current. But just because it's so big, you know, as we get closer to the second island up there, also, if you're in the middle of the river, suddenly the eddy starts taking effect that's below the island. And it's breaking up current. So if you make it up there, all of a sudden the middle of that river up there is less current than left or right, significantly. And then as you get closer, it'll start pulling you towards the island. But right now I'm gonna hug the bank. Wow, there's a dock. Yeah, the dock's here. It's in the trees. That's wild. Things in your shoes. All right. This is my friend Martha's dock, actually. Hey, Martha, your dock's in the tree. I mean, literally. A nice headwind. Literally, your dock is in the tree. That's wild. Did it break off? No, it's. I can't tell. That's the entry, so it rose up, but it's just. Your dock is in the tree. Alright. Oh, let's see how far we can. If we can cruise along here, I might go this way, because getting out there is going to be headwind and current, which is a double negative. Wow, look at the water up there. It's a lake. The water is fed in there. Check that out. Oh yeah, we can go this way for a ways. Definitely think it's still, I know it's still rising. You can tell by the way it's feeding out here. It's not draining, it's feeding. It's feeding in, it's not draining out. I wonder how all that's just rainfall that filled that up. The river didn't fill that up over there. That's just a grass basin that the rain, or maybe the lake overflowed into that. That's possible. You got the lake, convenient Roswell location off Riverside. You got, obviously, beautiful river. Pretty awesome. And you're out of flood danger, you know? Whereas where I live, I am literally 2 feet off the river right now. Hopefully, I'm still only about 2 feet off the river. That's very close. If this river went up another like 3 feet or 2 feet even from now, I think it would probably be at my back door. Oh, this is cool. I mean, usually we're up on the bank here. We're not even in the creek. The creek's over there. You can see the dock? So that's the creek. We're over here in the bank, which helps my weary arms. I got an ice cold beer waiting on me, people, but I am dedicated to you, so I have to finish part 1 of this adventure before I can have a reward. And my goodness, doesn't it taste good when you crack open that cold beer after a couple of hours working out like this? Delicious. Here we go. That's all the motivation I needed. Let's get there. So this creek doesn't have a name because it's technically it is the Chattahoochee River. It's just the Chattahoochee gets split by this island right over there, and you just have this smaller version of the river, which if you have a chance, if the water's up even a couple of feet, you know, like when they do their daily releases from Lake Lanier, you know, it goes up a couple feet, you can get through here. But if it's low, normal low, this is where trees go to die. There are hundreds of downed trees in here. You basically can't get through when the water's low. It's just a boneyard. But 2 feet of water, you can definitely get through. 18 feet of water, and you're in the movie Notebook again. And by the way, if you've never seen the movie Notebook, that's why you're single right now. So go out, download the movie, pick up some Chinese food, and call a girl or a boy, and guarantee you you'll have a great date. Very good movie. Red Kayak Guy, relationship counseling. And you can see it's really working for me. You know what? About halfway up this island, I've never seen it, but I've seen the effects of it happening. But there's an area on this island, as you're coming down the island, there's one area where there's the island does this, and so there's a low point on the island. And it would have to be about this level, but if it got to this level, I believe, it would create a cut-through creek of significance right through the middle of the island. And that's what I want to see. We're almost there. That's pretty cool. So it would have to get to this level to be able to do that. It's the little things that excite me. All right. So that's all bank, usually river bank, and that's all. This is way up, way up. Yeah, it's right up here somewhere. Might be right there that I'm thinking about. Well, I think that is it, but I think it must have to get higher than this even. No, that's not it. It's coming up. Right up here. Wow. I knew it. Because the way the land is, it kind of dips in the middle of the island. And I've never seen it high enough to make it through. But it looks like it's done it in the past. Wow, it creates its own little creek. So technically today, we have 3 islands. 1, 2, and then the big one above us. 3. Look at that. I'm not going to cut through there, but oh yeah, look at that. It goes all the way. Cuts right through to where all the kids, the beach, we call it the kids' beach right over here. It's mile marker 319.5, which no longer exists because the sign got broken during COVID, but that's where you are in the river, 319.5, which is 1 mile exactly above the 400 bridge to right here. You could definitely cut through that right now, but I'm determined to get to my finish line, which is just in front of us. We're very, very, very close right now, and I can taste that beer. I bet you could taste that beer right now. I bet you could. Hey, leave some comments before you hear what the beer is. What kind of beer do you think I drink? And it's the same beer. There's one type of beer that I have to have for a number of reasons. A number of reasons. I'll tell you when I finally get to the beer, but what kind of beer do you think I have on my boat? And it's the same beer I always have on my boat. Same exact packaging, same exact everything. So, hit me up right now, and if you're right, I'll send you a sticker. Yeah, you can put it on your toilet or something. Or use it to patch a hole in your boat. Almost there. Oh, you know what? There's another island I forgot about. So there's actually 4 islands today, because this island on the right actually does split up here one more time, and it's always split. I always forget about that. So like the nub of the island, there's a little bitty mini island, mini-me. But you know what? Today, it's going to be completely underwater, so technically it's not an island. So now we're back to three islands. So that one down there replaces the one that's underwater today up here. And I bet you it's all underwater. We'll see. Curious to see if maybe I'd see 1 or 2 or 3 people out here. I mean, years past, really before COVID, definitely not. I was the only one out here from September to March. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 the whole 5-month period. But since COVID, everybody got kayaks and got out here and got a little bit more bold. And in the winter, I see quite a few people out here nowadays. I was wondering about the flood. It tends to spook people. And as you've seen today, you can do it. It's a lot of work. I mean, you know, if I was somebody who just didn't want to do the work, you could put in at Island Ford, and man, you'd have a very fast float down the river, but you could go all the way to Azalea probably in like an hour. So, I don't know. We might see some people coming down. I doubt seriously anybody's paddling up. Nobody's that stupid. All right. Oh wow. Yeah, we're on a. This is a beach right here, technically. Oh, almost there, people. Almost there. Yeah. So this is a cut through that's always here. Right here. So you can, this is a really nice little creek. Right here, it's a creek, and that's always here. And this is the other island, small one, and this is a little trail, but I could probably kayak right through it. That's totally underwater. We call that Joe's Island. My buddy Sidekick Joe's in all my movies and videos. This is his island, Joe's Island. It's his favorite hammock spot. It's his office. And I know he's not out here today, but shout out to my buddy Sidekick Joe. You can check out his channel. Oh, almost there, almost there. Yeah, Joe's Island is completely underwater. Whoa, did you hear that? Okay, I hope you heard that. Big ass tree, I heard it right, we just missed, we're right around the corner. I heard a big ass tree fall down over there. I think it was on the riverbank on the other side of Island Ford. Yeah, I mean, it was a big one. I heard it. Where is it? Where is it? Or maybe it fell in the woods. So here we are at Island Ford. This is usually all rocks, right? And that's Joe's hammock spot right there. This is Craig area though that, you know, it's always mind blowing when I get up here, but this is all the big rocks. Now here's the wild part, and you might have seen this in my other flooding movie. See how the current here, current over there, right? We're gonna go find where that tree fell down. That's one of the downfalls, like I said, of KayHiking. I like to get in there on the trail system, but pretty sure what just fell down is right over there. I'm gonna check it out, but what I was trying to say is, like, look right here, you get in the middle, under this island, and there's no current. In fact, it starts to pull you in. What fell over? We'll have to go exploring a little bit. But right here, people, what do you think? Huh? So this is the end of part one. Thank you for joining me today. When we kick back up on part two, we're gonna go check out the trails over there. And we're gonna find out where that big ass tree just fell down, and I heard it was big. Big tree. That's why I'm surprised more trees didn't come down. It was as wet as the land was, and then having the way the hurricane hit, it blew from the left, and then it blew from the right. And I thought for sure we'd lose some trees, but we'll go explore over here. We'll do some kayaking in there. We'll find that tree, and then we'll explore our whole way down into the evening. And all that's in part two. Well, unfortunately, when you have floods like this, you have incidents like that. That's the first casualty I've seen. Poor guy. Actually, it looks like a doe. That's unfortunate. And that's pretty fresh. Just happened probably last night or today. Godspeed, young one. Yep, that's the only carcass I've seen out here all day today. That's too bad. You know it! Outstanding. All right, everybody. We'll see you in part two.